Don't forget the doc. The following network participant checked in one Sunday with Dr. Rick Wright at WPHR FM Power 106.9. We joined this segment in progress.
Well, the world of television broadcasting is alive and well throughout the entire world. And ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a pleasure and a super opportunity to present at this time the president and CEO of TV One, the only African-American-owned television network in the world. And, hey, how you doing, Charles?
I'm doing fine. It's Johnathan Rodgers talking to you, Dr. Wright, and it's a real pleasure. I'm calling today from Washington, D.C.
Oh, this is a pleasure, man. I'm so excited having you on air with me here at Power 106.9, today's R&B and old school. Please introduce yourself to the Power 106.9 radio audience and tell this incredible radio audience about your incredible chronology in the world of television, man.
Well, again, my name is Johnathan Rodgers, and I am the son of a Tuskegee Airman, and my father-in-law was a Tuskegee Airman. I've been in television all my professional life, and at various times I was the president of the CBS television stations group, the president of all the Discovery networks like the Learning Channel and Animal Planet, and now I'm quite pleased to be the president and CEO of TV One, the only network that allows us to control our own images.
Well, I'm telling you, we are so proud of all that you do, and we got to get to, in fact, we're working on TV One on Time Warner, getting it on air here in Syracuse, New York. Because I live out in the woods, but I have direct TV system, and I check out TV One all the time. And, of course, my dear adopted sister, Catherine Liggins Hughes, Dr. Catherine Liggins Hughes. And, boy, I'm telling you, I'm just ecstatic. Hey, Johnathan, tell us about TV One.
Well, you know, what's great about cable television is that there's something for everybody. So if you're a news person, there's news channels, or if the ladies have a channel and the Hispanics have a channel. But, you know, there was only one channel for us, and that was BET. But BET was for young black people. It wasn't for me. I don't know how old you are, but it certainly wasn't for me.
Hey, Johnathan.
In fact,
hey,
yes, sir.
I'm 65 years old, man. Proud
okay,
of
well,
that.
then you and I can talk.
Okay, let's talk, man. I just
Okay.
the audience this afternoon.
So their median age was 22. So
Yeah.
people like you and I, we didn't have anything. So God bless Kathy Hughes and her son Alfred Liggins. And so 5 years ago, on Martin Luther King's birthday, we created this channel that is solely dedicated to African American adults. So we exist to give us choice on the television dial so that we can see things that are important to us. You know, we might not need this channel if the American society was this wonderful world. A lot of people think it is. But the fact we know by how we watch television that we really want to see ourselves in a way that we see ourselves. And we're getting sick and tired of the way other people are portraying us.
Well, I tell you, man, the sociological power of mass communications is incredible. And, you know, as a brother who's been in this business all my life, we've never gotten our fair shake in this business. We're just really scratching the surface over reaching out and providing entertainment, information, and educational programming for the entire world, especially from the African-American perspective. For instance, you grew up as a Tuskegee Airman son. And, of course, we've had one movie on the Tuskegee Airmen, but that incredible 99 Pursuit Squadron has had so many stories that have never been told. And, of course, it's a TV One that would get that story told. And, of course, a much older demo, you're absolutely right. In fact, Bob Johnson, I know well, brought Bob up to Syracuse years ago before he got BET on the air, and he was talking about it. And, of course, Donnie Simpson and all the guys that did all the music videos know all these guys well, Johnathan. But, of course, TV One covers an incredible void in television programming. Hey, what if you look at a typical day on TV One, what can we expect to see?
Well, you know, what's interesting is we do a lot of research, and so we, in fact, asked African-American adults what they wanted to see. And so this is more of what our viewers want than more of what I want, or maybe what you would want. The fact is, the vast majority of our viewers, 93% of whom are black, 60% of who are female, they love movies, they love documentaries, they love comedies. And they love these comedies that ranging from Good Times to Jefferson's to Living Single, you know, because that was sort of how we chronicled our life. I know that you and I sort of grew up. We couldn't wait for Good Times to come on because it really seemed like us. I mean, it seemed like the world we came from, and the messages it gave were great. You know, then the generation that followed us had that Thursday night on Fox with Martin and Living Single and New York Undercover. And then the next generation had the Cosby Show. So the fact is, our people love comedies. And so we do a lot of comedies, we do a lot of movies, but what I'm most proud about are what I would consider our public affairs shows or our documentary shows. Just this past week, we finished a 4-hour series on a program called Murder in Black and White. And what that was about was, you know, you've seen these cold case shows on
Yes.
TV where they take an old case and open it up and reinvestigate it. We're going back and reopening these civil rights cases from Mississippi and Alabama and Louisiana where we know who did it. It's just that there was never any justice. So we recreate these shows on film. We interview the people who were there, people who remember them, and the relatives and heirs of the people who were murdered. And we hope to reignite attention and hopefully bring some justice to these crimes.
Well, Mr. Rodgers, here in upstate New York, Syracuse, New York, of course, TV1 is available in over 43 million homes. I'm looking at the Nielsen data of December 2007 estimates and all, but we need to get you on the air here in Syracuse, New York, over our Time Warner system and all. What can the audiences that are listening to Power 106.9 Radio and Dr. Rick Wright on a Sunday afternoon
if they subscribe to cable, which most your listeners do, they just need to call Time Warner and tell them they want TV1, that they want to see things. Like, for example, we covered the Democratic National Convention with an all-African-American staff. And the emails we got from people who talked about their pride, yeah, they had pride in Barack Obama, but they had pride in seeing intelligent black journalists doing news coverage. We're going to do the same thing election night. So they need to call Time Warner and say they want TV1 on before election night so they can see how we celebrate and how we cover this historic moment in our life. We're great customers for cable. We deserve more than one channel. BET's fine, but we deserve more. So the best thing is to call Time Warner Cable and demand TV1.
Okay, now let me just close up to my radio audience here in upstate New York and also listening online at power1069.com. Hey, now, this is Mr. Johnathan Rodgers and yours truly, Dr. Rick Wright. And Mr. Rodgers, ladies and gentlemen, he is the CEO and president of what's that great network? TV1, right, Jonathan?
Yes, sir, TV1.
All right, now, look, this is the real deal, everybody. I want you to get on your telephones there over this week, and let's call up my good dear friends out of Time Warner here in Syracuse, New York, and say you want TV1 on the air, and you heard about Dr. Rick Wright and Mr. Johnathan Rodgers, who is the president of TV1. We're not running any popularity contests here. We just want to get some of the best communications media outlets available here in central New York. How you like that, Jonathan?
Well, I love it, and you know what's even better? If the cable system tells us, if people will call us, we'll put it on. So they want you to call them.
Okay, well, I tell you what, we're going to get the phones lighting up here in central New York and all my dear friends over at Time Warner and make some things happen here. Man, I tell you also, I got to get you up to Syracuse here, be probably a guest lecturer in the SI Newhouse School of Public Communications here real soon.
Well, I would love to do it. I love the school. I know about it. There's a man named Bob Myron in Syracuse who's part of the Newhouse family.
Oh, yes.
Has helped me a lot. He was on the board at Discovery when I was running the Discovery channels. He runs cable systems. He personally helped get us on some of his cable systems, like in Orlando, Florida. So I'd love to come up there and spend time with you and Bob Myron.
Oh, my dear friend, Mr. Bob Myron. Been knowing Bob a long time. He's a big Syracuse University Orange football fan also, and a part of the Newhouse broadcast empire of yesteryear and today. So, Jonathan, I tell you what, man, this is fascinating and absolutely incredible having you on air this afternoon with me here at Power 106.9 Radio and talk about the greatness of TV1. And the TV1 overview, we have got to get you on the air here at Time Warner in upstate New York, and it's going to happen. And, man, I tell you, I'm just ecstatic having you visiting with me this afternoon.
Well, Dr. Wright, it's a real pleasure for me. And again, one of the great things about what you do, not only on the radio, but in teaching young people, again, I keep going back to where I started. It's controlling our own images.
Yes.
If journalists and communicators were, in fact, fair and balanced and accurate, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yes.
But, I know you feel like that. If you're 65,
oh God, yes.
you've had 4 generations of seeing how we've been portrayed by other people.
Hey, Jonathan, Mr. Rodgers.
Yes.
Alfred Liggins, Alfred, Catherine's lovely son. Guess what? A little secret I'll tell you and I'll share with the audience this afternoon. I used to change his diapers, man.
Oh, no.
I used to change his diapers when his mother was running WPHR Radio, Howard University, years ago. But that's another story. Stay on the line, Mr. Rodgers. Stay on the line.
You got it.
Big shout out to the Syracuse University Network. Oh, love you, baby. We're getting there. Technologically sophisticated in 2008 from Dr. Rick Wright, Power 106.9 Radio here in Syracuse for the whole world. Loving you, baby. Love you. Yeah. All right.
The network reminds you that you too may call in to Dr. Rick Wright on Sundays between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check in with the doc at area code 315-428-1069. Don't forget the doc.